Hey, Steve Basic Architect, welcome back. Hopefully you had the chance to catch yesterday's video where I talked about this deep energy retrofit where we literally wrapped a closed cell sweater around the house. So today I wanted to elaborate because I touched upon it yesterday, but today we'll talk about it a little bit more in depth. Of one of the details for the house was how do you deal with the windows, and what did we do there? So this is just a really quick shot. This shows you, where we started on the project, right? The clapboard siding below, shingles above. You can see the windows pretty much in plane. With the wall system, notice the 2-bys underneath the windows there and up here. We're going to talk about why those exist. So these windows, single glazed. Now, there was nothing really great about the windows. What was pretty nice was, there were some nice rosettes and trim and such on the inside that the homeowner, it's one of those things where if you were doing one window or two windows, you might sit there and say, yeah, okay, we can do that. But if tearing apart the window from the inside and then redoing it, say added 8 to 10 hours per window, and you have 30 windows, right? You're in a, 280 to 300 hour ordeal that you've signed on to. So knowing that, the homeowner and builder said, you know what? I do not want to deal with it from the inside. How do we deal with it from the outside? So we have a single glazed window. We know we want to keep the, the inside. But is there a way where we can come out here and add something to it, right, that helps the performance of the system? So what if we could do a double glazed window, and I call it a double glazed storm, right? A lot of times, some people call them triple tracks, where they have multiple tracks where screens and aluminum storm windows on there, and they do make some pretty decent energy efficient ones that you can apply. But remember, on this, we were bringing out this wall probably to the tune of, every once in a while it does that. I have no idea why, and it's got to reload that. But understand that we're going to pad out that wall system about 6 inches. So we did have, I'm just going to switch that to red. We did have about 6 inches there to play with. So by doing a double glazed storm, but not only a double glazed storm, but one that already had extension jambs on it, right? And the window, was done set inside there, but we have this closure piece on all 4 sides. So when we put that in, it's almost like a Dudley box, right? Dudley box is when you frame out the window there, and then you put the window so you can displace it, 6, 8 inches, 10 inches for insulation. By having the extension jambs constructed in the lumber yard at their millwork shop, and then having the windows attached, they came out as a unit that was already set. And so this block here was set at a certain dimension, so basically we could just set those pre-assembled units on it, turn it up, attach it to the wall, and we had this fully coordinated double glazed storm window system, right? So there you see it. Just adding a couple pens here. When it reloads, it doesn't save all the colors. But here you can see it, right? There's the frame or the casing of the old window. There's the extension jamb. And then this is our new double glazed. And there's that roughly 6 inches. This is the original siding here, all right? And so that's padded out. So now, if we come through and we build out our system or set it down on the block, you can see this is all the new window right there, and it just butts up against, this is the original sill, and this is the new sill. Right? And so this is, you know, one of the benefits here. I was a younger architect, certainly at the time, but still a pretty good thinker. But coupled with the builder homeowner, who was also a really good thinker on this stuff, we came up with this system. And there were a few back and forths with the lumberyard of saying, hey, can you do this? Can you do that? What size can we do this? What's the maximum we can do that? Blah, blah, blah. And then we arrived at the appropriate decisions that allowed us to keep the single glazed window and all the associated trim, and then add the double glazed unit on the outside here. Now, one of the things that I was worried about was, what if moisture got trapped between this window and that window? It was a concern, and we did talk about it. Me and the homeowner, builder, we talked about it. But the solution was quite simple. If we did get moisture in there on the outside surface of this, it just meant that this airspace was cooler than we would have wanted it, right? Dew point condensation, 1 or 2 degrees. So all he would have had to do was just take that window. If he saw condensation, and the beautiful thing about condensation, if you had a vapor problem in this system, it would show up as water on the glass, because that's the least, the part where it's going to show up first, right? And so if we did that, all you'd have to do is crack this window a little bit and get a little bit of the heated air to induce into that airspace. So that was our backup plan. As far as I know, and I have asked the builder a number of times if he's ever had a problem there, and the answer has been no. So my guess is that the double glazed windows probably allow enough heat energy, and you're going to get an amounts of heat energy stored between the glass there to keep that well out of the dew point range. But you know, for here, it almost looks like it was meant to be, right? And then we went through, and if you saw the video we posted previous to this, you saw where we had all the furring strips and such, and we basically filled those in. There's still a little drainage space there, but those windows are in the same plane as our siding or our furring strips, so that we can come out and then simply trim it all out. So those windows look like they've always belonged. And these are the double glazed version. The single glazed is on the inside of that. So you basically have your triple track kind of system. It's just we have a real wood double glazed aluminum clad storm window system on this house. And it's performing exceptionally well. Like I said, if you saw the other video, you know that we've taken this house to 0 energy. So it's, yeah. And the date on this is probably, I would say, a dozen years ago, maybe. So I'm sure the PV panel and all that system, we're probably in its 7th or 8th year of producing 0 energy for this house and giving it a whole nother life and hopefully another 100 years. So anyways, hopefully you enjoyed that. I know I did. I love talking about it. You know, these are kind of those stepping stones to my career that I'm sharing with you. Things that I've done that I've learned an immense information about, but become the foundation to future decisions that we make. So anyways, like I said, hopefully you enjoyed that. I'm Steve Baczek, Architect. Until next time, long live our buildings.